Speak up. Let's thank. What are you trying to do?
Calling me?
Hi, I'm Rasih. What's your name?
Kadir. My name's Dr. Kadir.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. It's my card. I'm a private English, French, and Turkish tutor. What do you do?
Thank you. I don't work now.
You don't work now. So you don't have a card?
Yes, I just
Well, too bad. Hi, it's Rasih.
Sezai.
What's your name?
Sezai.
How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Okay, that's my card. I'm a private English, Turkish, and French teacher. What do you do?
Okay, I'm working in a private company. I don't have the card.
You don't have a card. Can you tell me a little bit about your business?
I'm working in an international relocation company. We are moving the expats from one country to another country. Yeah, I'm managing the customer services.
All right, well,
Yeah.
nice to meet you. See you later.
We don't need English teachers.
All right. Hi,
Hi.
I'm Rasih.
Hi, I'm Jennifer.
You look
Nice to
familiar.
meet you. Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
okay. That's my card.
Oh,
I'm a
okay,
private
wait.
English and
I
French
have mine
Turkish teacher.
too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mommy.
Can I have your card?
Sure.
All right. And can you also tell me about what you do a little bit?
Well, actually, I am a storytelling journalist.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
That's
Wow.
interesting, I know.
Oh, good.
Here.
Thank you. Oh.
So, what do you teach?
Well, it's written on my card, English, French, and
No.
Turkish. What's the question?
What do you teach?
Who do I teach?
Yeah, kids.
No, adults.
Oh, adults.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later. I have to continue networking.
Oh, okay.
You know, in this business networking event, they give a prize. They give a prize to the person who networks the most, who exchanges the most number of cards. Yeah, and who makes the most business connections. And that prize is usually a bottle of wine or a bottle of champagne. And I want to win that prize. That means I've got to hurry up and do my networking. I got to do it fast. Okay, here's my card. Give me a card, come on. No, you don't need to tell me about your business. Just give me your card. You don't know about my business? I don't have the time to tell you about my business. I got to win that prize. Okay, all right. Here's my card. Yep. No, that's somebody else's card. Here's my card. Do you have a card?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. This is a card? Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay. Here's my card. You have a card? You don't have a card? Okay. Tell me about. No, don't tell me about this.
Shaming.
Oh. Wait. I then take a break from networking because I have some urgent WhatsApp messages here. And if I don't answer these WhatsApp messages, they're going to get really angry with me. So, first, I'm going to answer these WhatsApp messages, and then we can continue networking. All right, so where are these messages? Come on. Where are they? Oh, here they are. All right. Okay. Now, just a moment. All right, we can continue. Here's my card. You have a card?
I have it already. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, come on. What about your card? Okay, I mean, I don't have time for this, all right? Oh, WhatsApp messages. Let's continue. All right.
Hey, Rasih, what are you doing?
Who said that?
It's your inner voice talking, stupid.
My inner voice? Do I have an inner voice? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I said, what are you doing?
I'm business networking, can't you see?
Business networking? Is that how you do business networking?
Well, yeah, I give them my card. They give me their card. I tell them about my business, they tell me about their business. Isn't this business networking?
You fucking idiot! That's not business networking! That's ridiculous!
Oh, my inner voice is really angry with me. I mean, what did I do wrong? I mean, in business networking, am I not supposed to give you my card and take your card? Am I not supposed to tell you about my business and listen to you talk about your business? What I did wrong? Why is my inner voice angry with me? All right, let's cut the crap. Let's get to business. But first, a sip of water. Okay. It's a very widespread complaint all over the world, in business networking events, and in social and outdoor events as well. Get out of here. That many people who exchange cards, attend various business networking events, complain that they're not making the connections that they want to make, that they're not networking after the events, after the events with the people they meet. The interesting thing is that there are lots of people who attend the same events and say that they have no problems in connecting with people. They are establishing good connections and they network after the events. I was wondering what's happening. But before I tell you about that, first I'd like to see the hands of people who regularly attend business networking events anywhere in the world. Oh, just a few people. Unbelievable.
You said regular.
Well, what about outdoor events, social events, birthday parties? Oh, wow. Okay, now I'd like to see the hands of people who say that I connect very well with people in social environments, in business networking. Wow, there are lots of champion networkers in the room. What about the people? Let me see the hands of people who say, I attend business networking event, after business networking, social event, birthday parties, and I exchange a lot of cards, I do a lot of talks, I meet a lot of people, but after the events, very few people call me, and I call very few people, there's no network. Who says that? very few people, in fact, nobody. A whole room full of network champions. These people don't need my speech. They're all network champions. This is the end of the speech. You can all go away right now. Okay, let's cut the crap. Let's continue with business. I decided to study why some people were being successful in connecting with people in various business networking and outdoor events, and others were having problems. I did that by attending a lot of social and networking events, but mostly by looking at what certain relationship and communication psychologists and coaches were saying. And I found out that there were 7 main reasons, 7 things that people who were having problems connecting were making, 7 mistakes. And the successful people were not making these mistakes. Now the 7 mistakes are not the only ones. They're the most common ones. And guess who I found out was making all these mistakes at the end of my research? Guess who?
You.
Yes, it was me! It was me. I said, oh my God, I was making all these stupid mistakes in outdoor events, business working, all these events. In fact, many of you who know me, when I explain you the 7 mistakes, you might even say, Rasih, I remember you making all these 7 dumb mistakes when you met me. That's right. That's right. And some of you might even say, Rasih, you're still making all those 7 dumb mistakes and even more mistakes. That's right. That's right. But you know what? The biggest mistake is to fail to realize that you're making mistakes. The biggest mistake is to fail to admit that you're making mistakes. But once you realize the mistakes, you can start working on them. Because habits take time to change. Just like Einstein says, habits are more difficult to break than splitting the atom. So when I tell you about the 7 mistakes, you might say, Rasih, why are you telling me all this? I'm not making any of these mistakes. Good. If you're not making any of these 7 mistakes, you must be a champion networker. You must not have any problems networking with people. And despite the fact that you're not making any of those mistakes, if you're still having problems connecting, then you must be making other mistakes. You have to find them out and work on them. So now, let's take a look at the 7 most common mistakes that prevent effective connection and business networking between people. But first, a sip of water. All right. Okay. Wherever we meet people, anywhere in the world. Okay, the only reason why I have this in my hand is because I am timing my speech. I plan to finish it in half an hour. I might go over just a few minutes, but I need to keep track of time, so I have this timer in my hand. Alright, so wherever we meet people, anywhere in the world, in the mall, in a business networking event, in a social event, in a birthday party, first, for courtesy, we introduce ourselves. We say, hi, I'm so-and-so. What's your name? How are you? That's courtesy. But after courtesy, mistake number one, and the most common mistake that 99% of the people make all over the world is to try to start the conversation with two standard boring questions. And what are those standard boring questions?
Where are you from?
Okay, what do you do?
What do you do?
And where are you from? Now, you might say, what's wrong with those questions? There's nothing wrong with the questions. The wrongness is in trying to use them as conversation starters. You see, they're cliche, they're boring, and they're standard. When you ask that to a person you have just met, they have heard it hundreds of times, and they have to give the same cliche answer hundreds of times. You might say, wait a minute, Rasih, in a business networking event, we come together with the purpose of finding out each other's business. So, what's wrong in a business networking event to ask, what do you do? And if the other person is from another country, where are you from? Well, imagine yourself in a business networking event. 30, 40, 50 people back to back ask you, what do you do? Where are you from? And each time you have to answer them.
Yes.
I'm a lawyer, I'm a dentist, I'm a teacher, I'm from Austria, I'm from Switzerland, I'm from Turkey. It gets fucking sickening!
At the same time, who are you?
And so, I've been challenged on this. They say, Rasih, you are confusing business networking with outdoor events, with friendship. I mean, in business networking, we don't come together for salsa. We come together to exchange business cards. We come together to find out about each other's businesses. So, we can do that. What's wrong with that? The problem is that business, just like friendship and romance, is based on the building of trust, on communication and building rapport. That's what we need to do in the first 3 minutes. We cannot do that by asking the standard questions that everybody is going to ask that night. And you're going to have to answer in a cliche way. So, I'm not saying in a business networking event, don't exchange cards. I'm not saying don't ask where you're from. What do you do? And I'm not saying don't talk about your business. What I'm saying is that for the first 3 minutes, keep your card in your pocket. Don't talk about your business. Don't ask them where they're from. Don't ask them what they do. Because 50 other people are going to do that. Don't be standard. In the first 3 minutes, if you have not connected, you've lost it. And how do we connect? So what should we be doing in a business networking event if we're not going to ask, what do you do? Where are you from? Blah, 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 blah. What should we be doing? In the first 3 minutes, we should be engaging in small talk, and then social talk, and then move into business talk and exchange of cards. They say, some people, oh, come on, Rasih, I mean, in a business networking event, we can just exchange cards. We can say, what do you do, where are you from? And then we can talk about, what do you think of Donald Trump? What do you think of the political situation in Turkey? My hobbies, my trip to Brazil. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. You see, if you have started the conversation, the interaction in a business networking event in a standard way, if you have said, what do you do, where are you from? And started, as soon as you met the person, if you have pulled out your card and exchanged the cards, you have already lost that person. That person is already bored. And when you start talking about your hobbies, about the political situation in Turkey, that person will not listen to you. And there will be no connection, even if you think so. Now, if you think that it's not a mistake in a business networking event to pull out your card and exchange cards as soon as you meet a person, if you think that it's not a mistake to ask a person in a business networking event as soon as you meet them, what do you do? Where are you from? And if you think it's not a mistake, as soon as you meet a person in a business networking event to talk about your business, then I have a question for you. That's the way you interact in various business networking events. If you pull out your card and exchange cards, and if you skip the small talk and the rapport in the first 3 minutes, what happens? What happens to the hundreds of business cards that you collect in various business networking events? What percentage of these cards turn into genuine business relationships and friendships? Most of the cards are thrown away or lost. And what happens to the owners of these cards who interact this way? They never come back to the same business networking event the next month. And very few of them call each other and connect after the business networking event. And why? Because they have stubbornly skipped the small talk and the social talk before the business talk in the first 3 minutes. You know, in some business networking events, they offer a bottle of wine or champagne to the person who exchanges the most number of cards, who gets into the most number of business talks. Wow! Rewarding quantity. What about quality? The quality of our networking depends not on the quantity but on the quality. Never maximize quantity at the expense of quality. I would rather talk to only 10 people in a business networking event, exchange 10 cards, and engage in genuine connection and quality conversation rather than collect 50 cards, win the bottle of champagne, and after the event, they're all flakes. The reason why I'm spending so much time on mistake number 1 is because it is the most common mistake made stubbornly all over the world in business networking, especially in business networking, but also in social networking. And many people don't even accept that it's a mistake. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. If you want to get better results from business networking, we better start doing things differently. Now I'm going to move on to mistake number 2. But first, a sip of water. Several sips of water. All right. So that was one. Okay. Mistake number 2 is whenever we meet people, we ask too many questions. Some people ask too many questions back to back. Interrogating the person. Interrogating. Why? Because don't know how to connect. All right. And related to this second mistake is the third one. Asking too many closed-end questions. What are closed-end questions? Questions whose answers are yes, no, good, bad. They don't start a conversation. Now, to demonstrate the second and third mistakes, I'm going to ask for a gentleman, a volunteer. Ladies, after. First, I want a gentleman to come up here and we will... Okay, Matt, come on. All right.
Hi,
I'm Rasih. What's your name?
Matt.
Matt. What do you do, Matt?
I go to Toastmasters meeting
Oh, okay. How long have you been doing that?
for years.
Okay. Do you like it?
Good enough to come.
Okay. Where are you from, man?
I'm from California.
Oh, okay. Are you married?
No,
How long have you been in Turkey?
3 years this
Okay.
time.
What are your hobbies?
Please be
What are your
slow.
hobbies?
Slow.
You don't have any hobbies. Okay. All right. Are you interested in football?
No,
Baseball?
no.
Okay.
Salsa.
Oh, okay. Oh, do you dance?
Sometimes.
Okay. All right. Okay. You may sit down. Okay. Thank you. As you can see, I've showered him with questions. Now, I know that this is an exaggerated example. And you probably might not be doing that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, when I give you the list of 7 mistakes, you might be saying, Rasih, I'm not doing any of these. Why are you telling me all of these? Yes. But the thing is, even if you're not making any of them, you're having good connections. But even though you may not be making any of them, if you're still having problems, you might be doing some other things, then we have to discover those. So coming back, my questions were also closed-end questions. See, did not get him talking. And I rudely interrupted him. Sometimes, between strangers, it happens both ways. Yes, of course, yes, yes. There's no conversation, no connection. And people who interact this way, either in business networking events or in social events, or anywhere they meet, are very unlikely to call each other and connect after the events. So, what should we be doing instead? What should we be doing instead? Instead of asking questions back to back, hey, come on, Greek, I have my timer here. Instead of asking questions back to back, we should be asking just 2 questions. And after the 2 questions, we get into a general conversation and give him a chance to ask questions. And the questions should not be closed-ended, are they? Not all of them should be closed-ended. We should also be asking open-ended questions. For example, his opinion about Donald Trump. If he doesn't want to talk about Donald Trump, ask him about his opinion about Tayyip, for example. And you get him talking. Right? Instead of...
What about Tayyip?
Instead of asking too many questions back to back. All right, let's move.
You've got a timer.
All right. There is a problem here. Okay. Oh no, this is it. Okay. Conversation lifeboat. A lifeboat is a boat that you get onto, for example, on the Titanic to survive, right? Okay. A conversation lifeboat is a subject of conversation that is usually a common interest between 2 people who have met. And because they cannot find anything to talk about, all day or all night, they talk about one subject that they are interested in. Now, to demonstrate this, I will need another gentleman volunteer. Ladies, you'll be coming next. You! Okay, come on. Hi. Now, we are in a hiking event, a trekking event, not business networking. We are on a mountain. This is a mountain, pretend it's a mountain. Okay? And we are trekking. There are 30 people that we meet, and we're going to be walking around the room. Actually, we're hiking, we're trekking. And then we're going to, okay, now let's start. All right, go around the room. Okay, let's go there. Hi, how are you? Okay, right, now, okay, with this person, we can't find anything to talk about. Then we discover that we are both dog owners. He has a dog, I have a dog, right? Okay, now, so then, we start talking about dogs. Okay, tell me about your dog.
But I don't have a dog.
Okay, tell me about your cat. I have a cat. Tell me about your cat, come on.
My cat's name is Susie and she likes to bite me.
Let me tell you about my cat. My cat just climbs on me every day, you know, and I just push him away, but he keeps on coming back. Oh, okay, thank you. Give me a sit up. What we did here is, for 2 hours, as we're hiking, trekking on the mountain, we couldn't find anything to talk about. After we said, how are you, what's your name, we started talking about just one subject. That was our